Thousands of flights were delayed this holiday weekend as Americans set off on the busiest travel weekend since before COVID. Join us now on how to mitigate your losses if one of your flights was delayed or canceled. Brian Kelly, founder and CEO of The Points Guy. The weather. We're feeling it here. I watch a lot of Major League Baseball games. They're all delayed. I'm seeing there's weather all over the place combined with a total rebound from COVID and travel. So that presents a pretty daunting situation for the airlines. In a nutshell, that's it, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, in simple words, it's a perfect storm. But it's not just the weather that's causing this. We've had bad weather for years. It's a lot of different issues, and a key thing is staffing. While most delays are not FAA directly related in terms of air traffic control, there is a severe shortage of air traffic controllers that the Secretary Buttigieg has said that they're hiring thousands more over the next couple of years, but we're still behind. So what happens is these weather events happen and departures get delayed, crews can't get to where they're going, and then the airlines have their own internal meltdowns when their crews just can't get to where they're going. That's what we saw with Southwest. To an extent, United had it with their crew scheduling system sort of melting down. So I think the airlines need to make major investments as well as our government. So the blame goes all around.
The FAA needs to keep investing, obviously, in all those systems. I didn't realize, that I can't imagine how complex it is for an airline to keep flight crews all straight, and one guy or gal that is under the weather, so to speak, that can ripple all the way through. Brian, the Boeing has had to retrofit a couple of things, and we hear about production problems from time to time. Does that factor into anything? Are any planes out of commission?
That is an issue. Airbus and Boeing have said they simply can't keep up with demand. Airlines have pulled a lot of planes out of storage that they said they would never fly again. So they're sort of fixing the issue there. But, they're flying older planes. I was flying United a couple of weeks ago. Their 767-400s are going out of service with more regularity. So certainly these newer generation aircraft that are more fuel efficient and break down less, they're not flying as much as they should be due to these delays. I will also note July 1st marked, the telecom industry across the U.S. rolled out 5G, and all airplanes need to be compliant. And not all airlines have updated their planes, which means they can't land in low visibility. So we may see some additional delays and cancellations because airlines will have to avoid flying planes that haven't been updated to handle 5G. To not land in cities with low visibility. So there are just so many different factors. Plus, the biggest is demand. Demand is up. We're likely going to see some record numbers this past weekend. So the system is under immense pressure.
We've talked about Scott Kirby. There's a lot of times I don't know. We're in a current environment where everything is, under a microscope. Well, actually, not everything's under a microscope. Depends on some things, on what the media decides to cover. But so take Fortune 100 companies. You got a lot of them. Most of the CEOs have access to either a NetJets card or they may even own a couple of jets. So some Fortune 100 CEO is in Newark and he's got to be somewhere. None of those guys would be dependent on United Airlines flying out of Newark. And the vicissitudes and the problems with United. Okay, so that you got the United CEO who is there, who is trying to fly out of there. Every other CEO would fly out on a private jet, but because he's the CEO of United, is he really supposed to go to the United counter and see if he can get waitlisted on another flight later? Is that what we expect him to do?
Yeah, I know, especially because we would want the CEO traveling, making sure his teams have everything in place so that, thousands of passengers can get back to what they're going. But clearly that was just people need scapegoats. People need to vent their frustration. And the optics of that looked poorly at the time. When you look at it objectively, of course, he's trying to fix the airline's operation, needs to get hub to hub. And would you really want him stealing a seat from a passenger who hasn't seen their family in several days? So I personally think that was a little bit silly and misfocused. But I will just say for passengers, United did give those 30,000 miles, which is, roughly $400 to a lot of people. But when your flights are canceled or delayed, what people don't realize, always go to your credit card company. The credit card companies offer flight delay and cancellation insurance. So if you're using Amex Platinum, Chase Sapphire, so many people forget that their credit cards will actually reimburse them for the rebooked flights, hotels, et cetera. So I always like to remind people of that.
That's a good. That is a good reminder, Ryan. It's a modern. Number one, flying at 30,000, 40,000 feet and going coast to coast in a couple of hours. It's almost like a time machine compared to what we've, except for the last 100 years, it's unheard of. So 50,000 flights a day, it's amazing, but it's hard. It's hard, and there's weather, and there's staffing, and it's a lot better than driving, I can tell you that. Although driving can be fun, but...
and safer, yeah.
Yeah, and safer.